Hello and welcome, and this is going to be the video I've done with kind of the most off-the-cuff, the most improvised that I've ever done, because I have kind of a vague idea of what's going on. This will be more of an update and a little bit of a reflection, so let's get into it. So you might have noticed this video this week is in a different location. This is where I record my other videos for the YouTube channel. This is the studio, as I call it. And I'm here right now, actually. I came in here and I saw my tripod sitting here and I thought, let's record the video in here today, because I'm in here because I'm changing some gear on my pedal board. And it has just been the busiest time playing music that I've ever had. You know, it's this, I'm gonna call this one looking back, looking ahead. It could call it any number of things, but really this past week was pretty busy, but not like abnormally so. I had 3 gigs, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they were all shades of pretty good. I definitely had a lot of fun, kind of a couple of the gigs in particular. I felt like I had like audience participation 3 times out of 3, but I was only paid for 1 of the 3, and that's on me for my scheduling. But I really felt like I kind of learned some things about what works in different places. One of the unpaid gigs ended up being breaking a personal record for tips, which is awesome, but also I don't know how reliable it is. So there's a lot of like reflection on that to think about. I want to focus more though on what's going forward, like what's happening right now. And there's so many things for me to grow and learn and build on that I've been building on. I added 2 new songs this week. I added I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty by request from a gig I'm playing this Tuesday, tomorrow as I record this. And I have actually Learning to Fly, also by Tom Petty, which I brought kind of back out of retirement after figuring out how to loop it a more reliable way. I am also working on a script. I've talked about this a couple times, but I don't want to talk about it too much more until it's done. But I'm pretty close to having a script done for the next video, which will be about making and recovering from, importantly, mistakes. I've been even having that script on the back burner has been really interesting for my live performance, because I've been thinking a lot about, you know, how do I approach mistakes? Or for instance, a good example yesterday, I was playing at Ocean Ciders. Love it, love that place. Oh, I should have, next video, maybe I'll wear my new hoodie I got from them. But Ocean Ciders, I was playing Fields of Gold because it was Mother's Day and I wanted to do my mom's favorite song, and I realized I'd put the capo on the wrong fret on the guitar. And usually I have my vocal harmony set to a specific key. And I realized, like, as I'm singing the song and looking at the capo and going, shoot, I'm in a different key, that means I can't turn on my vocal effects. So I was kind of like live editing what the song was going to sound like, so that while I knew I didn't do it the way I intended it to and it was missing harmonies, most people didn't know that. They didn't know what I intended to do. And so there's a lot of that. Now there's there's kind of 3 voices, right? There's the voice that's singing the song and performing. There's the voice that's like live editing and figuring out how I'm going to recover from, you know, X, Y, or Z mistake. And then there's, and what did this teach me from my video? Which is one of the things I love about this series and that I love about doing the YouTube content in general. And I'm overdue for a 3rd act with those. So that's all coming up. The other really big thing this week coming is just the sheer volume of gigs. It's insane. Tomorrow I'm doing, I'll just try to go through them quickly. Tomorrow I'm doing a Nija, which is a charity that I'm doing a charitable gig for. Their opener for a 3-act night, playing at Ocean Ale House again, where I was just out Saturday. That's gonna be fun. I have a curated set list. I sent it to them for approval. I talked to the guy who's going to be running sound for the event. It's cool. It's really cool. Wednesday, doing a Loft Hotel. And interestingly, Thursday morning, about 12 hours after that, I'm going to be playing at 7:30 in the morning for a Bike to Breakfast event at Stanford, which is going to be really cool, but it also will be a test of like, and I have to get up at 5 a.m. I'm going to have to like get home from my Loft gig, which will end at 9, go to sleep as quickly as I can, wake up at 5 a.m., you know, give myself time to warm up vocally, you know, eat something, you know, be ready to go and play from 7:30 to 10, which should be a lot of fun. I'm actually really excited about it, but you know, that's gonna be a physical test. That's a back-to-back gig. Then Friday night, so almost 2 whole days because of the Thursday morning to Friday evening, I have 2 segments sharing a stage with some friends of mine in a band called We'll Play for Food. That's what they call themselves. Kind of a fun name for an entry band, I think. But I'll be playing on their breaks for a place and a venue and an owner that I've talked to on the phone about playing at other of his venues. So it will be kind of an audition of sorts for me and for music at the venue. And here I am in the studio with all this nonsense around me. Then on Saturday, I have Catch at noon. So, you know, presumably I'll be pretty recovered because I'll barely sing at all Friday night and then Saturday afternoon, but then immediately go into a new place I'm playing, again, a kind of audition, Half Moon Bay Wine and Cheese in the evening at 6. And then Sunday I'm just gonna like collapse, I assume. I'm gonna be exhausted. But yeah, like in January, and this is like looking back, looking ahead, the looking back part was in January, I realized that I did not know how I was going to make this work. And like financially, there's many questions to be answered yet. But the way it's coming together this month in particular is very encouraging. Last weekend was not a particularly great weekend financially speaking, and yet still, you know, it was like 80% of my goal for the weekend, even kind of doing only one paid gig. So it feels like something is starting to catch. It feels like the kind of gigs that I'm getting are of higher quality. It feels like my longevity as a singer is improving. My repertoire is definitely growing. My ability to respond to things in the moment and to make mistakes invisibly is getting better. So, you know, when I set off on this journey, one of the things that I really hoped would happen, no matter what, was that I would at least become a better performer, a better musician. And I'm really happy as that happens, as that comes together, learning how to be a small business owner. So yeah, there's just like a ton of stuff going on. It's like hard to, like I'm doing this last minute Monday night. I'll probably have this live and posted tonight or tomorrow morning because I've just got so much going on. And as I turn off this camera, I'm gonna be going, I have my nonsense, my Pelican case here. I'm gonna take that out because I just got this thing, which is a wireless receiver for my guitar. So I'm hoping that this will work out really well. It's a tuner. It's the Shure, I should probably know the model on this, Shure GLXD6 Plus Z3. I just said Z because it's fun to say. And so yeah, this is gonna go on my pedal board in place of my tuner because it is a tuner and it's a wireless system and you can plug directly into it as well. So I got that to do as well. Probably have to go to the hardware store and get some, you know, what's called Velcro and stuff like that. So there's a lot of just moving parts going on right now. Today I actually had to go to the urgent care because I had like fluid in my ears and I was feeling like a little woozy. And it was, according to the urgent care, it was allergies, which I hoped and was pretty sure it was, but now I feel better again. Life is coming at me really fast right now. And I am grateful. I'm tired in some meaningful ways, but I'm very grateful for this. And it's certainly, if my goal this year was to have an adventure and hopefully to manifest a new career, it certainly feels like I'm at the beginning of that adventure. And yeah, onward and upward, I guess. So looking back, looking ahead, let's see how the next week goes. And hopefully by this time I turn on this camera next week, I'll still have a voice after all this. And I will also have my script at least done, because I was gonna say, hopefully I'll have the video done. I don't know when I would do that, but I want to at least have my script complete for the Making Mistakes video. I'm kind of excited about it as a topic. I love improvisation and figuring out how to roll with the punches. So with that, I'm gonna end the video here. It's probably been 10 minutes plus, and I will see you next week. And I should say that this series, I was actually talking to my mom about this. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this series going. I think I'm gonna keep it going at least for the end of the first year to kind of meet my goal for it. Certainly I feel like I'm talking to myself, which is fine. And that's the major point of doing this, is just the forced reflection and growing. But you know, at a certain point, when I'm in the midst of doing the thing, stopping to turn on this camera maybe doesn't make sense, especially when I'm doing it for an audience of, you know, a couple people. If this grows and gets a following of its own, I don't expect it to, but if it does, I might continue it past that. Or I'll do vlogs of this sort, but more organized, more scripted, and more infrequent as major things happen on the other channel. So with that, I hope you're doing great, and I will see you next week. Cheers.